So let's move along. So what I want to do is show you to the page. I'm going to show you a few things with regards to page structuring. So we have this text called, well, it says welcome to the page. Now this we know it's formatted in a paragraph, right? It says here P paragraph. And if we look at the code view, here it is here, right? P for paragraph. So I like to say that this is a heading. This is the top of the page. I'm going to say this is heading 1. Remember, when it comes to headings, the lower the number, the more important it is. So heading 1 is considered more important than heading 2, and so on. So let's select that. Again, we look H1, heading 1. And so we're going to do that. Of course, what we see here is the default way that the browser displays heading 1s. But just so you see heading 2, notice a little bit smaller. Heading 3, a little bit smaller. Since this is the top of the page, I'm going to make it a heading 1. That in itself is not the most important thing, but you understand the logic here. So this, I'm going to say this is a heading 2. A little bit smaller. And you know what? I'm just going to cheat, copy and paste this. Hit enter. So I'm going to push that down. Now this is interesting. We'll look at that later. So I'm going to say this is a heading 3. Now let's preview what we got here. As you can see, the text goes beyond the div. So let's take a look at our code and see what's going on there. So it's the main content. Yeah, because we gave it a height of 482 pixels, which will cause some problems. Let's change that to percentage. I'm going to say it's 100%. I'll hit enter. And let's preview that, see if anything changes for us. So there you go. You see how the div now, because we gave it a percentage, it's extended far enough to hold all our text in place. Of course, you see on this side, this div is not extending itself automatically, so you're going to have to set that manually. Although in other videos outside this course, especially if you get into code, I show you how you can set this up so that you can keep these two divs matching. But again, here's a classic example where if you design your own template from scratch, as we've done here, you can start running into little problems like this, where divs don't match up or things get pushed around. So it comes down to tweaking to get these things to work out right. But if you use a template, as I suggest, a lot of these little problems have been solved for us. Anyhow, let's get back to our page. So I'm going to refresh this view. So I'm going to go view, and should be a refresh here somewhere. Well, you know what, let's close it. And we open it up again. Oops, wrong one, center line. So we have a, see, it's not doing it for some reason. A little bug in Dreamweaver, I guess. Ah, well, what are you going to do? Anyhow, so we have our view here. Let's make sure everything's cool. But we know the browser render things properly, so we're okay. Remember, this design view is an approximation of what you're going to see in the page. So sometimes, as we see here, Dreamweaver doesn't do a stellar job at that, unfortunately. But let's just confirm height 100%. Okay, so we're good, we're good. Ah, well, what are you going to do? So doesn't matter, because all that matters really is what renders in the web page itself that people see. So let's style these headings, these heading tags. So we're using heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, right? If you recall, scroll up. I'm going to just shrink this just to create some room. Select this, and we see heading 1 here, right? Select this. Heading 2. Select this. Heading 3. So let's open up our CSS style sheet, and we're going to create a new style. So we're going to say new rule, and we'll create it in this document only. We're going to go tag. So we're going to select heading 1. We go OK. So what can we do here? Well, we can set the font for that heading, but I'm going to do something better than setting the fonts on each of the heading tags. I'll show you where you can set the font on the body tag and take advantage of the cascade. You'll see what I mean in a second. So let's say, we'll say the size of this is 18 point, and we'll say it's bold, and we'll leave, we'll say it's uppercase. Since it's a heading, we'll leave the color empty default, so this goes to the default black. So you'll go, okay, so you see our heading 1 has changed, right? So if we, well, let's add a property. Let's say we go color. And we say it's blue. See how it turns blue? We say red. We'll keep it red. So here we go. Welcome to the page. This is heading 1. And 18 pics is a little small. I'm going to go 24 pics. There we go. Let me save that. File save. Now let's add another property to our style. See if we go in here. Heading 1. Let's add another one. New CSS rule. Say tag again. This time let's affect our heading 2 in this document only. Tag. We've done all this before. We're pros now. So we're going to say bold. So you have size. I'll say 18. But you know what? I'm going to manually enter this to 20. And I'm going to say case, uppercase, and color. Watch what I can do with the mouse picker. I can actually go anywhere in Dreamweaver and pick a color I want. So I'm going to say, we'll keep it the same color. We want to keep our headings consistent. So you go OK, we'll apply, and then OK. And here we go. Our heading 2 has now been affected. And here it is, heading 2. Finally, we have heading number 3, right? Heading 3. So let's add that as well. Plus tag. Scroll down, heading 3, this document only, okay. We'll go weight, bold, go 18 point. Again, we'll use the picker, same color. See what it looks like. There we go, so it's a little bit smaller. So let's save this again, preview, F12. And here's our page, header 1, 2, and 3. Of course, this color is pretty obnoxious, so maybe we should change that. I don't know. Change it to light gray, and then we'll go heading 2, more like a dark gray rather. And heading number 1, I gotta select it up here, heading number 1. Save same thing. You know, if we go into our properties panel, we can affect the color right down here, right? I select it and it gives us access right here. So we have some options in that regard, but especially if we click the CSS button, it pops up. When you click this, it pops open the current CSS rule that we have our mouse over. So if I select that, it changed it to the next heading. See, 24 pics. Now it's the heading 2. So you get the idea. Let's save that again. F12 preview. So here's our page.